In today's video, we are going to talk about whether you should be spinning for Sargon. Well, there are three simple questions that you can ask yourself. The first one is, are you going to max Sargon? If your answer is no, then you shouldn't really be spinning for Sargon. And that's to do with how his expertise makes him great, not the other skills as much. And we'll talk more about it in a little bit. The second question would be, are you taking out one march or two march or more of infantry? Because if you're taking out only one march, then you probably shouldn't be spinning Sargon, because your Guan and Scipio already kind of covers your one infantry march. Sargon, I don't think, actually replaces either one of those two commanders. Now, the third question is, are you looking at using 5 marches or more than 5 during the fighting in KvK? Now, if your answer is 5 marches, then I'm going to say again, maybe don't go for Sargon, because yes, you're doing debuff, but debuff doesn't give you kills directly. You need marches to be hitting to get the kills. So if you're looking for kills, then your Guan and Scipio again is better. If you're using Alex, or even if you're using Harold, or CJ, whichever other commander infantry wise you're using, they probably give you kills more directly than Sargon does. So if you're looking at a 5 march situation, probably don't worry about Sargon. Now, for the next part of the video, we're going to be looking at Sargon skills and how they kind of interact with other commanders and their skills, and try to see what are the best pairing options that we can think about and so on. But before that, the invitation stays with you to join our live stream later on today, or any other day that we're doing it, because today's live stream and tomorrow's probably we're going to max spin Sargon. And during the live streams, obviously, you're welcome to ask more questions in details, more so than we can cover in this short video. So looking forward to seeing you all in the live stream. Now, in this part of the video, we're going to talk about Sargon's skills, as in what mechanism does the skills actually use when it comes to putting an odd effect on the target. And in a way, we're going to talk about how those skills kind of interact with other commander skills and so on, to give us an idea about what are the commander pairings we're looking at and so on. Now, the first question we want to answer here is, in terms of his odd effect, is it confirmed that it has changed to skill damage from normal attack damage? Well, the answer is here, and the answer is in your game as well. The description has been changed. Normal attacks from Sargon doesn't give the odd effect. It's just when there's a skill damage involved, then you get the odd effect. Now, the second question that we had here was, in terms of the 5 damage over 5 seconds, the 500 damage that Sargon does, would that each one of them give a odd effect? The answer is yes. If your target is standing there for the whole 5 seconds when you're doing a skill, and then you do get to put on all 5 of the 500, then yes, there will be 5 stacked odd effects. Now, does that make Sargon great? Not really. I mean, that still kind of feels like a nerf and doesn't make me feel like I want to invest in Sargon. But as you saw me spinning on my old account earlier on, and as you are probably going to see me spinning on my main account later on, and the probably is there because I don't know whether you're going to attend the stream or not, but as far as I go, I'm definitely doing the stream and definitely doing the spins. Now, anyways, what I was trying to say is, based on the first two skills, it doesn't make Sargon that great. But then, these are not the only ways you are putting the odd effect on the target. You gotta look at the expertise. What the expertise says is, when you are being hit by normal attacks, there's a 50% chance to inflict 2 stacked odd effects, and there's a probability of putting a third one when you have a shield from this skill, or you have a shield from the other commander that you're using. So technically, there is a chance of putting 3 stacks of odd, extra 3 stacks from the expertise. This is why we're saying that unless you have plans to max Sargon, he's not worthwhile going for. 5-5-1-1 type scenario just doesn't work for Sargon, because you're not gonna do enough damage, you're not gonna do enough debuff, so it's just not worthwhile. So, just summarizing, if you expertise him, yes, you will get stacks pretty fast. Now, other than Sargon himself, there are a few other ways you are going to get stacks. Now, firstly, the other way to get stacks is, well, it's not just your primary commander or one of your commanders Sargon doing skills will give a stack. The secondary or the primary, like the other commander that you're using with Sargon in the same march, when they cast their skill, that'll give an odd effect as well. So that's another way you're getting odd. Now, the other way, or probably the last way you can get stacked odd, is, so say for example, if you're using a commander like Guan, because he's obviously one of the best infantry commanders, and if you do decide to pair Guan and Sargon, then Guan's fourth skill, where he's doing additional damage, that does give an extra odd effect as well. So that's one more stack that's coming in. Now keep in mind that Guan's will do that because it's saying it's a one-time damage, but then for some reason, if you're using commanders such as Scipio, where it's not a one-time damage but rather it's a continuous damage over time, then the continuous damage is not giving the odd stack that you are looking for. So in a way, it probably makes more sense to pair Sargon with a commander that has I guess that extra damage that they can do in one of their skills, where it will give you the extra odd stack as well. Now the reason why I'm kind of stuttering a little bit, because I'm looking for Alex over here, and the reason why I'm looking for Alex is because Alex's second skill kind of does that as well. So it's a one-time damage, so that will give you the odd stack as well. Now the next thing to talk about would be, is it only the target, the single target that Sargon is hitting, is getting the odd effect, and is it the target that is hitting you is getting the odd effect? Well, the answer is yes, these two targets are definitely getting odd effect, the one that's hitting you and the one that you're hitting with skill damage. But on top of that, if you're using Sargon with an AoE commander, again, such as Guan, for example, or Scipio, so Guan with hitting 3 targets with his primary, and Scipio hitting 3 with his primary as well. So all those targets will pick up odd effect because that's the skill damage coming out of your march. So technically you're using your AoE to debuff 3 marches, as long as you're using Sargon with an AoE commander. And then if you're talking about someone like Harold, who can do that AoE as well when he's surrounded, then yes, all of those marches are going to get debuffed with AoE. Technically, if you're using him with someone like Ethelfled, I guess, then yes, the 5 targets that you're hitting is going to get that AoE debuff as well, as in all of them are going to take more damage because of the skill damage situation from the odd effect. So if you are looking at investing in Sargon, then I think these are the things that you need to take into account, as in who do you pair with, and do you actually have capacity to include Sargon in your 5 or 7 march setup. And coming into the 5 march setup conversation, again, like I kind of tried to explain in a few of my other videos, this is not a popular opinion, but then if you're using Sargon or any other debuffers as a free-to-play, I'm kind of not for that idea a lot, because the debuffers, yes, they make the target take more damage, but they don't directly give you kills, and as a free-to-play you probably need to hit a certain level of kill points every KvK, so maybe not the best idea. But then if you're talking about a 6 or 7 march scenario, then definitely you can consider the debuffers. Now again, touching base on the point that does it feel like Sargon is stronger than Tommy? No, I don't think Sargon is stronger than Tommy. I think Tommy is stronger. Am I going to use both of them together? Yes, I will. Does their debuff stack? Yes, they kind of do. Now, in terms of your free-to-play situation, then if you're using 5 marches, then maybe don't invest in him. If you're talking about not a free-to-play, but even as a low spender, if you're talking about just taking out 1 infantry march, then should you be using him? Probably not. He kind of comes in I guess 3rd best, so I think Guan and Scipio is still better. When it comes to Wales though, is he a must-have? He probably is. For a 7 march scenario, I think you kinda have to fit him in somewhere. So say for example, not that I'm a massive whale or anything, but even in my 7 march scenario, he does have a place. So I was using 1 infantry march, which was Guan and Scipio, and then now I'm kind of thinking about I'm going to go with Guan and Sargon, and then my Scipio can go behind my Trajan. So in a way, I'm still using, I mean, technically I'm using 2 infantry marches, but I'm using, in that scenario, I still need probably 1 infantry gear, because Trajan is probably going to have the mixed troop gears still with an infantry focus. But yeah, that's my scenario. So I guess if you're in a situation where you're looking at taking out 2 infantry marches, then you definitely should have him. So say, for example, if I had 2 infantry marches, I would probably go with Guan and Sargon, and then maybe Scipio and Alex. Now, to be honest, I haven't given this a lot of thought because I don't have that scenario at this stage, but that would probably make sense for you to do as well. Now, the other common question that we kind of got is, I don't know why we're looking at XY. We're meant to look at Sargon, but anyways, so the other thing that we wanted to talk about is how in his third skill, was it, or fourth skill? In his fourth skill, how the odd effect that he's doing, if you have multiple Sargons swarming a target, then would the odd debuff stack? Now, based on the reports that I've been seeing on Discord, I think every single Sargon is going to put the odd effect, yes, but then in terms of the 1000 damage factor, I think only the first Sargon that gets to cast the skill gets it. So I think only 1 Sargon will get the additional damage factor of 1000, and the debuff kind of goes away. But then I don't think it's, if you have 4 Sargons hitting at the same target, you get 4000. Now, a lot of the things, actually everything that I just discussed, is from Discord reports that I have been seeing and little conversations that I have been having with few of them. As you can see in my main account, this is my main account. In my main account, I don't even have Sargon. But the reason why I'm not kind of doing the testing firsthand yet is because I'm not that much of a whale where I can go in and invest in a commander and then kind of figure out whether he's good or not. I need to see all these reports on Discord chats, various Discord chats that I'm on, to know that yes, he's worth going, and then I can kind of go for it. Now, based on everything that we talked about and everything that I saw throughout the day, I feel like I'm bullish and confident about how Sargon's going to be good for someone using 7 marches. So I am going to invest in him later on today. So full spins coming up later on today on the stream. So hopefully you guys can join the stream, and hopefully the summary of the comments or questions that you guys have been having was kind of covered in this video. And if it did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.